In short, it was a mess. It was a mess.
It was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide.
I think people really need to advocate for their own safety and for their community's safety and be informed and hold people accountable.
Now, moving into the future, there is no question that the value of water will only go up.
I was live on the air when the governor's first tweet went out basically announcing that this had happened. And it became a Twitter event. It became a social media event. This shows the power of community when it comes to a story like this, because Facebook is in essence an online community. And Twitter, in a different sense, is also an online community. And these were people all from the same general area, but others who just had an interest in the area, getting information very quickly through a non-traditional sense.
What the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it. Now, what was surprising to me, and I think surprising to a lot of people, was how susceptible that water source was. So the spill occurs on the Elk River. The Elk River is a water source for that area because it's so clean.
Realizing the sort of precariousness of water quality and the security of water quality.
I think people need to advocate for their community and for safety in their community, no matter what it is. But when it comes to something as essential as water, know what's going into the water. Know how your water is processed. Understand what potential hazards there are along the waterways which feed your particular system. They couldn't or didn't feel like they could trust those in positions of authority to tell them accurately what those things were. And when that trust is broken, it's very difficult to regain that.
But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious, serious situation, and not one that's just, oh, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone. Water as a West Virginia resource should only go up in value over time. And that's true everywhere. So everywhere the value of water will continue to go up.
Even once the water was turned on, people didn't believe the water was safe. There are some who live in parts of those 9 counties in southern West Virginia who still don't believe their water is safe. No matter how many times we would explain the process as it had been explained to us, viewers weren't believing what they were hearing and what they were seeing. Because there had been that confusion in the beginning, and because there had been some mixed messaging early on and then throughout the rest of the process. So we didn't have a lot of information from the scientific community to start with to know, what are the effects? What are the potential hazards? What should we be telling people? And not just as the media, but what should the Department of Public Health be telling people? What should the water company be telling people? And so there was a scrambling at the beginning to just gather information to share.
Data had a particular value, and that was not that couldn't be questioned. And what I learned is no, it all can be questioned, has to be cross-referenced against a lot of other things in the ecosystem, including interest groups and politics and who says what data is meaningful. I mean, it was a Pandora's box of investigating that, and we're still investigating it.
This was not handled well, in my opinion, at multiple levels. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact we were in uncharted territory. Some of it, I think, of our own making, some of it not. This was a chemical that we knew about and had been a part of the coal industry and the cleaning process for a number of years, but had not been studied very extensively.